Hi there, it's Laser Bry here for ourphotographyclub.com, and we're still sort of looking at playing with lights, but this time what we're going to do is we're going to do it using contrast layers, if you like. And I'm in Photoshop Element, and I'm a little bit new to Photoshop Element because I'm used to using the CS6 and stuff, the Photoshops. So let's get started. First of all, what we need to do is create a new layer. Now, before I actually get started, maybe I should point out a bit about the interface here for anyone who hasn't used this before. I'm on expert mode because on these two you don't seem to get many options, and you'll get more stuff open up for you. So just make sure you flip over to expert. Anyway, what I'm going to do is create a new layer. So I'm going to click this one here, create new layer. And we need to fill this layer with a gradient, so we're going to go to edit and fill layer, and we're going to fill it with 50% grey, and OK that. And don't panic, we haven't finished yet. Okay, so what we're going to do now is put an overlay on this, and so we'll go up here and we'll click overlay, and it looks like it's gone, but it actually is still there. Now what we're going to do is, like we did in the other video, we're going to paint with lights, but first of all we're going to do the blacks. So down here we're going to make sure our color picker is on black, and oops, don't want to do that, do I? It's on black. Now I've actually shrunk this window down so I can't actually get to the bottom bit there, but anyway, it's on black. So, and we're going to pick up brush. And what we want to do, if we look at the settings here, is I've got the brush occupancy down to about 10% because I like to build things up, paint it up, rather than doing it like 100%. So we've got that down to about 10. And let's have a look at this brush size. It's a bit small, isn't it? Wow. Okay, let's bring that brush up. I'm going to use the bracket because it's that way I can see it on the screen. That'll do. And we've got a nice sized brush there. Now, looking at the brush here, what we got it on? This is on the default. I suppose I could leave it on that because it's got a soft edge to it, which is what we want. I'd like to know what that brush is though. Anyway, yeah, just find yourself a soft brush, because I actually haven't changed that brush. It's actually on its default. So we want a nice soft brush basically. Those are the soft ones there. Okay, anyway, leave it on that. And we're on black, making sure our grey level thing is there. Now let's actually just name that to blacks. Look at that. See that moving as I do that? It's weird, isn't it? Actually, let's call that contrast. Contrast 1. There we go. Now let's see what happens. Make the brush a little bit, bit bigger. Now I'm just going to brush over the top. You see how that's darkening up now? What it's doing is that anything darker than that grey, it's painting. So I'm just going to put some shadow, make things into black there. Let's put some dark here. There you go. See, I'm not being actually too precise with it. Let's darken that down there. Just going to go down that cloud bit again. It's like a burn tool really, isn't it? There we go. Now, if I turn that off and on, you can see what I've done. And if I hide the bottom image, you'll see where I've been painting. Yeah? Okay, good. Now we're going to do the lights. So let's create a new layer. There. Same again. Edit. Fill layer. 50% grey. Okay. Okay, making sure that's selected. Overlay. Voila. And we're going to name this contrast. Let's put white. W for white. And I'm going to put 1 there because I might make another layer. Okay. And now we've switched the colour to white, and now we're going to do some highlights. So I'm going to show you something in a minute. What's going? It looks like it's going to go wrong, but I'll show you how we fix it in a minute. I wonder if you've spotted it yet. Okay, there we go. I'm just punching all that up down there. Just a bit maybe in there. There we go. There. And we can turn that off and on so you can see what we're doing. So we made all this darker, and now we've made this focal point lighter. Now, the trouble with using this technique is this. If you highlight with whites over something that's already bright, it could glare out at you, and that's sort of what's happened here with these boats. So we're going to fix that. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch this to black. We're still on that layer. We're going to zoom into these boats, and we're going to shrink the brush down. There we go. Here we go. And we just paint these a little bit off in black. So it's like us rubbing out what we just did, basically, but in a controlled manner. So we're just going to darken these boats so they don't glare like magical boats. Just dull them down just a touch. There we go. See that detail come back on that one. If you do this too much, you will actually get specks appearing, so you need to watch what you're doing. But it's quite good, and this actually works really well on landscapes. Gives you that sort of HD effect. Just dulling these boats down a touch. There we go. Okay. Okie dokie. You don't have to be too precise with it. Obviously you don't want to get haloing effects if you do, you know. Okay. Done them once. Done that one. I think we did that one, but we'll do over it again. Quickly go over that one. There you go. Just dulling that down a bit. I think we did that one actually. There we go. Dull that down. Obviously you might spend a bit more time doing this than me. There we go. Just darker. See, it actually gets darker, doesn't it? That blue. Darken that down. Ooh. Okay. There we go. That blue gets really dark, doesn't it? That's actually not a bad thing, actually. Ooh. What a horrible colour for a mask. I wonder if that's my blur or something. Or it's wire, is it? Anyway, we can come back out now. There we go. Now we can do that. That's what we've done there. And darken the top. See how we did that? It sort of separates it a bit, doesn't it? Makes it look a bit HDR-ish. That's actually a very good technique. I actually prefer this technique than the other technique that we did, you know, where we darkened the picture and we painted in the light. This is actually a very good way of doing it. Now, just for an experiment, let me just show you what happens if we add a new layer. So we're going to add a new layer. We're going to fill it. Fill layer. 50% grey. And overlay. We're in there, and let's leave it on white, because this one's our white layer. And let me just show you what happens if you overdo it. And now this is, oh, I can't get the mouse so very fiddly, this one. Anyway, so let's see what happens when we overdo things. There we go. See how it's actually getting a lot brighter, but there it's sort of getting too bright. You see. And let's maybe put some in the sky. There we go. Just, you know, it's going to be halo-y there. Okay, see how that's burning out there now? It's actually gone too much. Whoops. There we go. That's actually too much there, I think. But if I zoom in, you can see. Oh, it's actually not doing it here. But it does actually like pixelate. See, if I overdo it on purpose here, it's just. See how it's losing detail? It's losing detail. So we can go back to black for a minute and just dull that back down again. There you go. It's like a little rubber, isn't it? There you go. Let's just do a few twirls in there. There we go. Oh dear. It actually looks better darker, doesn't it, all that? But you're getting the idea. Just dull all that back down. It looks a bit funny when you lighten that up. Darken that grass down. Because I switched to black again, you see. Really, you should do this on separate layers, you know, blacks and whites. But it makes a good rub out tool when you switch it back. So I'm just rubbing out all that. Anyway, there we go. And this is what you get. Not bad. We'll do that again on maybe on another picture. But I think you get the idea. There you go. We turn off that back image, you see all the layers there. Anyway, I hope you found that helpful and give it a go. It's actually quite good fun. And this picture looks kind of HDR-ish, I think, using this technique. And yeah, so it's quite good fun. Maybe I should make the top more darker and the bottom more darker. But you get the idea. So yeah, that's a good way of playing with light actually. I quite like that one. Hope you enjoyed that, and see you soon.